you on Nuke, a map where utility reigns king. But, Hugo, that music means one thing, and one thing only. This game's underway.
Joining a band?
Maybe one day I can play the drums. You can be on vocals and lead guitar, mate. There we go.
2 in 1?
Yeah, you get to play them both, and I'll be the guy behind the scenes hitting, well, I'm still in the scene. Anyway, the point is, pistol round on the way, and get right straight in towards this A bomb site. He's already in it. He's up in the face of Rollin, and he'll shoot him in it. Well, it's actually Forrest, but trying to give some credit to get right for leading the charge. 4 on 5 for Devils.one in this A-side retake, and Manice to line the flashbangs up to facilitate it.
Oh. Everyone's blind, but still kills coming in for NiP. 2 for Dennis, and Diha, the same story. The bomb's still not on their side, though, and they've got to get round, get right. Only good for 1, and it's Letcro in the 1-on-1. Doesn't need to fight this. Manice taps a bomb to force a peek, and peek he shall get. It's Letcro to close out the pistol, and NiP to start off on their T side.
Yes, indeed. They're going to be 1-0 up. And we do get to see the force buy from Devils.one.
Ooh.
I actually like this.
Yeah,
I think CT side Nuke, it makes a lot of sense, right? You can use these pistols up close. You can work them into angles where it's very favorable for them. And not only that, if worst case scenario, you lose this, sure, you eco a third, you give the 3-0 lead, but you're on your CT side, right? You should be pretty good in the rifle round, and you want to have all the bells and whistles, you know? You want to get the AWP on Manice, you want to get the rifles, but that relies on losing this round, and with the aggression, that is not looking to be the case. It's very sloppy indeed, but Mouse, what? So many kills with the 5-7 come through in a matter of seconds. 4 for him in that round. And the force buy works.
Yeah, the lobby crunch. NiP not expecting the pace there from Devils. Set up holding the exteriors of that push, but still getting caught off by the triple ramp play. It is going to be the pistol win for the Poles. And that's put NiP in the same situation. Pistols, but maybe not the win. They are on T side. Very difficult to get these rounds under wraps.
Yeah, Devils.one now in pole position. Outside aggression from NiP. Creeping on in. No smokes to facilitate the cross, and this leaves Diha with a very open shooting gallery. That one smoke all they've got. They try and put it to the best use they can, but now that the AUG has shown itself up in heaven... Oh, okay. Letcro deletes Manice all the way over in CT spawn of Forrest. Hop, skip, and a jump. Tells him into the crosshair of Diha. He'll get shut down. Rollin able to find res, and this just leaves Letcro and Get Right 2 on 4 to try and find something. Nice shot from Letcro. And with Rollin getting tagged up just moments ago, there's still a chance for NiP in this round.
Yeah, slim chance though. Get Right's going to have trouble getting out of this position. And he won't even choose to rather group up and play the ramp here in this 2-on-3, knowing that there's got to be areas where Devils.one have given up, and ramp will be one of them. Good read by NiP, or at least Get Right to get into this position, try and lurk down towards this lower bomb site that currently has no one in it, but Devils.one playing retake on B. They have the kits for it. Diha just watching for this A split. Devils.one very, very focused on this upper bomb site. Letcro going to drop, and they're going to begin to move into it. 18 seconds left up. Already footsteps heard, so Devils.one should be rotating back down. And the bomb plant will come in. That's money made for NiP. But where are the post plants for this T side? It's back silo plant, and neither of them play for it. That's a risky move.
A risky move that could get rewarded. They've put a lot of emphasis in holding this ramp portion. Get Right. Taking down Taz. Needs Letcro to bail him out, but Rollin, quick double despite being on 14 points of health, will solidify that second round for Devils.one. Going to be able to put a bit into this round if you're NiP. A couple of pistols here and there if they would like, and maybe just a fast A play. A hero AK purchased up on Letcro. That's going to make this round interesting, right? You get it down to the just 2 players surviving over on the Devils.one side of things. So you've got some stake in this round to try and make it a costly one if you're NiP. You want to set yourself up so that you can wreck this Devils.one economy, keep them down low, and then allow yourself the opportunity of the reset into your first buy round. Something that we've seen NiP kind of reap the rewards of quite a lot.
Oh, uh-oh. Got to be careful here. Rez has found an opening kill. D has spotted Molotov to keep them out of the secret. He's going to rotate all the way around through the lower halls, get back up that vent to the A bomb site. Again, another situation where it's okay to give up B. But may not matter because NiP have left the yard. They only have pistols, remember, aside from the solo AK. So yard not exactly a favorable position for them. They already have a pick. It's going to soften the defense here from Devils.one, who have to play somewhere slightly weaker. It won't be Rat, but they still have one man here holding passive. It's Mouse.
And the big benefit to NiP finding that one man already is it's meant that Devils.one have had to throw out all of this utility to thwart a potential play. So already you forced a lot to be reinvested in these coming rounds. Manice and Mouse do get caught out over at Rat. Manice gets brought down to just 22 points of health, and this AK on Lekro is still the unknown factor. Now, it might not play into this round with Diha here making quick work of this B-side offensive, but Lekro will shut down the point man. And now he's been afforded the bomb plant. Taz on the other side of the door swings it open, but it's nothing more than a bit of a jump scare for Lekro. The wraparound from Manice comes in, masked by the sound of Taz breaking those glass windows, allows him to rush down through the ramp. So Devils.one securing a third round. But once again, only 2 players survive.
Yeah, NiP making money, or at least breaking money somewhat, but they've got to get a round win to capitalize off that, Harry. Bomb plant on that rifle round makes all the difference. Lekro's going to be able to buy up an AK here with armor. Nothing more, nothing less. But in the meantime, oh, he actually goes for utility. So maybe an SMG. We could see a vent dive here from NiP if they have the spawns for it as well. AWP is out finally for Devils.one. Mani's going to be donning that. Forrest or Dennis or Lekro or whoever wants to play it for NiP has yet to garner the funds for it, and they'll go for a tactical pause.
See, I think if we saw just the AK on Lekro, then maybe we see the vent dive. But because he's gone for the utility, you don't imagine you're going to look to throw someone into vents now. You know, the SMG would be favored for it if you were going to, but you made the decision to get all the extra utility. You don't want to risk having him murdered within the opening segments of the round as a result. So I think for NiP now, they just look to try and play their own game, as the old interview saying goes. We get a feel for how they want to approach this T side. I don't know if you caught it, Hugo, but did we see an AWP purchased up for Devils.one? I can't imagine.
Did.
Okay. Okay, so we did. That's good that they're bringing that out early. This tactical pause for NiP allows them to make sure everyone's on the same page heading into their first proper buy round.
(3-1). Let's see, what have NiP got for us? Plenty of experience on this map. And I'm sure they'd like to get their first rifle round on the board nice and early on. Quell this money problem. Stop Devils.one from taking a dominant lead that they did back on Overpass, even though NiP were able to keep it under control eventually. Little just get right note, very close, but not going to hit it. Broke a hole in the door though, and Random can scope up for that. Doesn't want to get pre-fired though, so probably best to keep your head away from that hole. And NiP, they are very patient in this round, just waiting for Devils.one to pull something out. Nothing will come through though. Smokes towards the yard. Rez with a close molly, just to make sure there's no one playing around that corner, but it's not a commitment, and Maniz knows it as well. He's scoped up behind the red box, so you know, what would usually confuse Devils.one and maybe make them over-rotate from A down towards B through the vents has now kept them in this solid position. They know it's not yard. They know NiP are throwing a fake in, so they can be ready for this A or ramp play in the next 5 or 10 seconds.
Yeah, this play very much telegraphed to to Devils.one. NiP trying to gain some ground here, but Taz making quick work of the offensive. And Get Right doing what he can, but it's not going to be enough. Dennis now asked to 1v3, and with so many crosshairs trained in on him, it's too much to ask. Devils.one able to salvage another round here on the CT side of things. The first full buy for NiP does not yield any results, apart from a big resounding no to that A bomb site. Now you do at least have a partial investment in this round if you're NiP. You've got some utility to try and gain some ground. Maybe we just see the outside smokes get thrown in here. And there'll be one falling initially with the rest of the gang lining theirs up.
The smoke wall is down. This time Maniz isn't in the lower halls to make sure it's not a fake. And it won't be a fake either. We've got a few players out in the yard. They're not playing these smokes. They'd rather push close towards main, maybe splitting this A site, it seems. Smoke in main, flash to the garage. Rallen, he's got to be very careful here as he hides within the smoke. Rez gets deep in the spawn, but Dennis already gets picked off by the AWP. Rallen now jumping out from that main smoke, gets himself a kill. Nice nade to Lecro as well, and NiP, this is very well telegraphed. Devils.one know exactly what's going on. Deep spawn control for NiP, attempted to be taken, but back turned. Rallen gets himself another kill. Lecro spotted in the sandwich as well. He's going to go down. Rallen eventually traded, but that gun is irretrievable. GetRight would have to commit towards the A push to get it, and there's so many players there. He tries to force back Maniz, but low on ammo, 8 bullets left. They're surrounding him. Reload's got to happen, and we know how long that takes. It's like building a puzzle. You don't build puzzles, but you put them together, Harry.
Best metaphor there.
I was going to say Lego, but Lego can be quite quick,
yeah, that's
you know?
a pretty easy one as well.
But Lego can be quick, you know?
I saw you looking around, you know, searching in real life for a metaphor in this room, and there just wasn't one. You know, building a, yeah, I can't think of one either.
Exactly.
Mate.
You see why I struggled? Well, 5-1 up for Devils, and they deal with the pistols of NiP very, very swiftly. They look prepared on this map, Harry. NiP yet to win a rifle round. Let's see what they got for us on this one.
Ooh, they try to speed things up. Looking to try and get right, either down into the vents or just out into the A bomb site, but it's immediately been quelled. Oh, good flash. Allows Dhead to take this initial peek. He will get traded by Rez, but he spots the players here. Rallen through the smoke, tagging up another man, and now just looks to try and duck down through the vents to assist down at this B bomb site. Rallen lets them slip by initially. Has this rotation from Mouse down towards the ramp room. Lecro's been dealt with, the one man who was on this lurk, so now it's Forrest and Rez asked to step up to the plate. Forrest in with one. Still so much more to do and very little to get it done with. A bit of utility on the back of Rez here is all NiP have to work with. He can at least look to molly Mouse off of the angle here at ramp, and that might facilitate a bomb plant for NiP.
Ooh,
Mouse gets impatient. Tries to peek for the info, hasn't seen anyone down on B in quite some time, and he will come to regret that. Taz now trying to deny the bomb plant, doesn't quite get round the corner in time.
Oh no.
Forrest in with another, and suddenly it is just Taz asked to try and clutch. A 1v2 required from him. This round was looking so promising for Devils.one. And it might all get stripped away. Taz going to spot Rez out, but now they know where he is. Forrest on this wrap round from behind, looking to try and help out, and Rez shutting down the lone gunman inside of that B-bomb site. NiP securing their second round. And one thing I wanted to draw attention to that I have a little bit of time was I really liked what NiP threw in, not that round, but the round prior with their outside smokes. They threw one down so that it landed to allow the crossover to hut, and then they throw their outside smoke so that you've still got the cross that allows you to clear out garage. And so all these smokes are down, right? The entire wall is there, but they threw it on a timer so that the one smoke over towards Mini faded before the others did down at Secret, and that allowed them to split the push up, right, and then actually wrap into the A bomb site. So a nice little touch, but this round already Lecro's been dealt with, and he's still floating around towards the ramp. I hope that NiP throw those outside smokes again so that I can draw more attention to it when it happens. It was this smoke that they threw initially, and then they chained together the two outside smokes. They're doing it right now. Hey, perfect.
Good timing. And Molly down towards Secret as well. These players still able to cross without a problem. Issue is, it's where they get to. and who they get to. Maniz lurking in the lower halls of the AWP. He didn't know they were so close. They were silent to get to this position with the exception of the utility, and Dennis is going to blindside him. Entry towards his B bomb site, and Devils.one already on the rotate round. Miles is going to try and stop it, but quickly traded. Taz is already in the bomb site with a shotgun. He's going to get caught off. Devils.one maybe not expecting NiP's pace. Caught out numerous times. Rylan catches a kill on the upper bomb site and drops in through the vents. Diha is going to be met with a close position, and Dennis does get that kill. It's Rylan alone, 1-on-2, fast flank, but he's got to open those doors, and they're ready for him. Rez, pot shots off. Dennis has the crossfire, and Rylan knows it. He's trying to isolate a duel. Nade almost kills Rez. There's a kill, and Rez low. Rylan finds them both. 3 kills on him, 1-on-2 clutch. Devils.one with a retake. And that is going to be the polls back on the board here.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Regardless of winning that round, though, this buy from Devils.one isn't going to be picture perfect, right? You take a look at what they're able to field here, and it's pretty dismal. Diha doesn't even have armor behind that AUG. Which I can't. I mean, he's been playing over towards the heaven side of things, and you know, occasionally helping out down at ramp. This time, they play with him at the ramp portion of the map. Maniz able to open up, but he does take one to the dome, so he doesn't get away with that for free. Necro holding for this smoke to fade, and Rylan just waiting on the other side. It's a stalemate, and this Molotov could really throw a world of the way of Rylan, who now either is to back into the Molotov or take the fight. He's able to win the initial engagement on the Necro, and there's a timer on getting this trade. As that Molotov fades, he thinks he can walk back into the A-bomb site, and that's where Get Right's flank comes into its own. 3-on-4 for NiP. And this fast flank from Maus could throw some chaos their way, but Get Right, his Swedish senses start tingling. Yeah, well, Taz gonna mop him up, but they are still falling elsewhere. Rez now asked to clutch.
Oh. Maniz was low as well up in heaven. Rez doesn't have utility to get him out of that position, and that missed shot has just made things far more harder than they need to be. Now he can duck towards B if he catches the timing, and that's Maus dead. Diha up in the heaven as well. Devils.one cannot afford to throw this round away, but the timing from Rez, he flicks back, gets peek from heaven, and another round for the Poles. They keep it alive. Still pretty dominant on the CT side, Harry, and they've had no fear on this mid-round aggression. That's one thing I do like. The pushes into lobby, the collapsing on Get Right. Once they lose Rylan in main to Get Right, they know that, okay, Get Right's the lurk. He's probably solo lobby. We've seen this pressure outside. Let's double push it from ramp and hut. 2-on-1 him. At minimum, we get a 1-for-1, really. And they get him for free. So, Devils.one, nice call there. 7-2. Another shotgun back in, another AWP. Neither of that, rather, for NiP. And no utility. 1 Molotov in this round. This is an awful buy, but they're going to give it a go. Fast A play. If they get the entries, who cares? Get Right and Rez gets a kill apiece. And the Molotov, the 1 Molotov in towards heaven to deny a rotation from Maus. That will just call the save. NiP just win around with nothing. They just run into the A site with 4 AKs, 2 kills, and that just sends Devils.one packing. If they knew what they were facing, they may consider going for it, but I don't blame them for the save here. Their money is in tatters. And keeping 3 alive at least somewhat justifies the buy in the follow-up round. But it's a round like that that can turn a 7-2 game into a 7-6 game, and suddenly NiP are back in it because they are finally whittled down at the economy of Devils.one, and even though there'll be a buy in the follow-up round, it will have its limitations, and that's where things start to get a bit more difficult, especially with that kill.
Yeah, you take down the saving player over the secret. It was only an auto shotgun Diha was holding on to, but you know, that can still feel like quite a lot right here, because for Devils.one, they have to buy, right? They don't really have the loss bonus to fall back on. They double eco anyway. You would have loved to have just had 1 extra weapon to take with you into this coming round, and they don't have that to fall back on. So NiP, the odds are they're able to find a 4th here. And at which point, you're already staring at a very good T-side half. Well, not very good, but, you know, a pretty run-of-the-mill T-side half. And there's still more rounds to be played. Devils.one going to be kicking themselves that they gave up that previous round.
I'm very excited to see how they choose to invest into this one, though. What's the game plan for Devils.one? Is it another lobby crunch with pistols? Yeah, they're going to buy up. Shotgun on Taz, Deha and Rallen on pistols. Probably not a lobby crunch with Deagles, but Molotov early towards A to stop this fast play again from NiP. It is fast, but this time towards the yard. I like that. They throw a lot of utility into the A site and still double down B with the smokes. Manise is here with the AWP. Dennis going to get tagged up early on. They don't flash him off. He's going to have a free kill here. Oh dear, that is a great shot from Rez. Expects the angle, finds the headshot. The AWP has been removed, and NiP own the B bomb site.
And already for Devils.one here, they want to consider the save. The issue is they're being pressured here, there, and everywhere. Electro's shutting down the players at ramp. It's Mouse on 1 HP to try and save, and already NiP are hungry. They smell the blood in the water. They just want to go for the kill. And it's Dennis who should have this locked down. There's no way that Mouse is ready for this position this late on in the round, and one shot's all that required. NiP a 4th to their name. No money for Devils.one in the coming round, so a 5th should pretty much be guaranteed here for the Ninjas.
When you say smell the blood in the water, that got me thinking, Harry. Can sharks smell?
Yeah.
But how do you smell underwater? There's no smell. Yeah, but there's no smell. How do you smell it? Is there smell different to our smell?
I also know that they do a lot off of like electromagnetic stuff.
Yeah.
Or, like they really feel the electricity.
I wonder how smell works for fish. That's a weird one, isn't it? I've never thought about that. Yeah, right. That's not just. That's weird, isn't it? Okay. Well, we'll think about that later. I'm gonna do some googling.
Yeah. Can fish smell and can dogs look up? They're the two age-old questions.
And yeah, sure. Can dogs look up? Is that a joke? I don't even know. I don't have a dog.
I don't know. I just know it was from I think it's from Hot Fuzz.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a quote from there. I don't think that's the most reliable film to pull facts from.
Well, A play for NiP with those entries, and it is just pistols for the likes of Devils.one. Quick and concise. And Harry, what did we say a couple of rounds ago? This is the turning point for NiP from when a 7-2 turns to a 7-6, and it is looking like that. At least 7-5. We're one off, because these pistols are not retaking this round. Spoiler alert. It was that one swing round where NiP get the full rifles with no utility and blast their way into the A bomb site. Got me some information, Harry?
Well, yeah, sharks do smell.
Okay.
Obviously, that's where
Is it the same as our smell? Because
look, I don't know the ins and outs, mate. But what I can tell you is their nostrils are used solely for smelling, not for breathing.
Well, yeah, they don't breathe water, do they?
I don't know, mate. That was the only thing I got. That was all I had, Hugo.
That's not what I want, though. I don't care what their nostrils do. I care how their smell works, Harry.
I'm not a fish expert. I don't pretend to be.
You don't have to be a fish expert. You just have to be a smell expert, Harry. Come on. How hard is it?
I mean, apparently very. I've got no answers for you. But if someone knows, be sure to tell us. Hugo would much appreciate the information.
I'm going to be up all night. I'm not going to sleep until I know the answer. Although we're not sleeping anytime soon, Harry, with this blast of a game going on. Third map between Devils.one and NiP, and we are still in the first half. NiP, what a recovery once again. A similar story to that of Overpass, with a dominant CT start from Devils.one, and NiP with the rifle rounds are making it a reality. This buy is poor. 1 Molotov, 1 smoke, 1 HE, no kits. And no AWP as well. That's been the turning point a lot of the times with Manise, but relegated to the org. We have Deha as well down towards the secret stairs to stop NiP for going for one of these B executes again, or at least confirm the fact that they're not, and that's going to be confirmed after NiP hit this lobby, going straight into the A site. The nade does a lot of damage to Dennis there, not what they would have wanted. Rallen will finish off that damage done. Dropping bomb, Manise with another, and Rallen can't double down, but Manise certainly can. Miles has come up from the ramp side as well through the heaven, and now it's just Get Right and Letcro stuck between a rock and a hard place in the open. Get Right's dead, and Letcro, the outside player, is a long way from home.
Yeah, we'll be afforded 1 kill, but with just 4 points of health, you really can't bank on Letcro fighting much more than that in this round. Still 30 seconds, so even if he does look to try and save, it's a very tall order, especially because NiP are somewhat solidified to keep on buying to the end of the game here. So he's just looking to try and do economic damage. That is the big selling point here on this wrap round from Letcro. Ooh. Smart Stee here. Oh, that's irritating. There we go. Finally, the peaks on out, and it leads to Letcro's demise. Yeah, Letcro got timing pretty hard there. An 8th round for Devils.one regardless, and a much needed one at that if they want to salvage the CT half.
Here we go. Just under the snout are 2 nares, or nasal cavities. Each nare has 2 openings, one for water to enter and one for water to exit. The shark sucks or pulls the water into the nares to sniff out any evidence of prey. We got some information, Harry.
Yeah, but isn't that just how smelling works normally? Like, that's...
Apparently, a shark being able to smell blood in the water is the equivalent to a human smelling a teaspoon of something in a swimming pool. I certainly couldn't do that.
No, but Get Right and Dennis might be able to. They've, no, sorry, they will be able to. They've found 2 between them, and now this leaves just 3 players up for Devils.one. We've tried to solve the mystery of fish and whether or not they smell, but Letcro, he's taken to this round like a fish to water. He's found a double, and this leaves Taz alone, a 1v5, and the reset looming over Devils.one. This is a huge round if NiP are able to pick it up, and things are looking great for them to do exactly that.
They heard it. They know over in the lobby that AWP was scoped up, heard the drop, communicated to Rez. He finds the final kill, and NiP, they have made this half a reality. 8-6, so the last round of the half ahead of us now. And if NiP finds 7 on the T side, that is a dominant half for this final map. Still though, Devils.one, I mean, they've got the bare necessities done, right? They've got 8 rounds, which at a very minimum you need as a CT, and it's still recoverable, but their T-sides have been the issue, Harry, across really all of these maps, more specifically Overpass. Aggression from these pistols, though. It's similar to that lobby crunch that Devils pulled in the start of this map, and oh, it's working out exactly the same way. 2 players left up for NiP. We may have that 9-6 after all. Dennis flashed off, Molotov deep, and that's going to keep the bomb under the control of these CTs.
Crazy to think that this lobby crunch has worked so many times for Devils.one. This round looks to be no different. Dennis would love to retrieve this bomb. The issue, it gets picked up though. Sorry, the second it gets picked up, they're going to spot that. They know that Dennis is here. He'll be backing off now. But you almost have to stick around, right? You don't just want to give this much control the way a Devils.one. They can look to push and prod, and eventually they're surely going to. Manise emerging from up above. Dennis just missing the timing onto that. Back in with the repeak is Manise. That is a salvaged 9th round for Devils.one. They do recover. They stumble back to their feet at the end of the first half and manage to take a pretty run-of-the-mill score on either side of things. NiP now moving over to their CT half, and Devils.one. Will their trials and tribulations continue on the T side? Are we going to see history repeat itself? And will NiP take this series? Only time will tell. Find out after the break.
Aren't we all insane? 'Cause we are insane. 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 'Cause we are insane subdivide. I'll show you how it's done. There's no sight, we go inside. The man, he is the one. You build your walls with faith in God. They never come around. Then wonder why we all defy the burden to be born. We're coming home with a mission to bring an end to a terrible land. We are here to your mission. We are many of one. We're coming home with a mission to tear you down from your undeserved throne. We can take your conviction. We are many of one. You may call it a virus, but we call it the antidote. It's an answer to silence. The future is here to revolt. Go!
Map 3, NiP Devils.one, and the score is 9-6. For those of you who are just tuning on in, we have seen a very back and forth series, and it's all culminating here on Nuke. And while right now, Devils.one do sit in the driver's seat, but NiP able to salvage a very competitive T side, now moving into the CT side portion of this map. It is going to be an uphill battle for Devils.one, in spite of being in the lead. And the pistol round could play a big part in deciding the outcome of this match.
Yeah, so let's find out who takes it. Lots of utility here for Devils.one. Could be seeing those outside smokes, although fast into the lobby. Maybe not to be the call. Maniz is going to the yard. He'll be alone. Taz taking the rest inside of ramp, looking like a bit of a fake here as Maniz tries to sell it with the smoke. Only one, though. You're not going to be able to full cross without the CTs having vision, and they will from the heaven. The rest pushing down towards ramp. Lekra going to bail immediately. Wants nothing to do with that. Going to go join with Dennis down in the lower bomb site. He's on a deagle on the CT pistol. Not every day you see that. Lekra spamming away. Does get himself one, but they're going to be able to drop on him from above. Dennis opening the door to try and assist, but Lekra needs no help. Two for him. Flicks back round. Out of ammo. Taz gets the trade, and Dennis shuts the door on that one, giving the B site away to Devils.one. But 4 on 2, and yeah, getting aggressive. Dennis has got to try and hold on to this, and he shall, spamming up close. Taz alone now, 1 on 4.
He has been able to sneak by Rez, and now the A bomb site is ripe for the taking. Fast rotations up through the vents. The fact that NiP already had players there means that they will beat him to this A bomb site, and Taz just getting whittled down slowly but surely. Rez finally able to finish the job. NiP take the pistol and set themselves up to try and recover this second half.
Yeah, kind of what we expected here as well, knowing this T-side can be a bit of a problem for Devils.one. Obviously, pistol's a pistol, but when we get down to the rifle rounds, I'm excited to see if that question gets answered, if it's going to be consistent, or if Devils.one can impress us here on this last map. Game close as ever, but this round won't be. It should be a favourable one for NiP, who are armed to the teeth up against these Glocks and P250s. Yard play for Devils.one, but without the smokes to cross, this is going to be very, very difficult. Rez getting shot from above. Shadow seen, drop heard, Taz dead. Rez finds 2, make it 3. It's the money man in the yard, and Forrest wants some more of his own. He'll be able to finish off with 2. No casualties for NiP, and now the bonus round being played up against AKs.
And you're going to need to see some players take a hit in terms of the firepower here for Devils.one. If you want to field any utility into this round, Taz will do it. He takes the sacrifice, only being on the Galil. Maniz doesn't have head armor behind this AK, and that's pretty important, right? Because he's now very vulnerable to these SMGs, the FAMASs that are still in play. So these smokes get thrown out almost immediately towards this outside portion of the map. And if you're Devils.one, you've got to do something with this. Rallen gets caught dropping, but Deherrin with the trade. Get right holding close here by the heart with the MP9. Does have players on the other side, but it's Deher delivering right now. Does get challenged. Third kill. Where's this come from? The A bomb site's wide open. It's all on the back of one man.
Yeah, Lekro trying to save the day, but he gets so tagged in that engagement. Forrest has got to do the damage for his team, and damage he shall. Player in main, not covering the bomb plant. Deher does peek out to get the trade. Well, not even trade, he gets the kill. There was nothing coming through for Forrest. The range of the MP9 not being favorable. Bonus round after all for NiP, and it is not coming up clutch for them. Lekro holding for a lobby push that may get met with the one player on full HP. Taz has crept in and he won't miss that shot. Devils.one 10 rounds now on the T side. They take their first. But NiP are still going to have a rifle round in the future with full guns. However, it won't be now if they do buy up at least. Okay, they will. But this won't be a huge amount better than the previous round. It's going to be different. They're going to have rifles instead of SMGs, but they won't have utility behind it. That's the crux. 2 mollies. 4 smokes. Not the worst, but definitely not what you want facing 10-8. Devils.one 6 rounds away from winning this, but 6 rounds on Nuke is a lot of rounds. At least on this T side.
Devils.one just looking to blitz their way into the A bomb site now. Forrest on the other side of things. I'll take the first man down in the form of Manise, and that Molotov holds back the push coming through from Hut. So very disjointed there from Devils.one. They weren't able to get the rest of the guys out and into the bomb site. Forrest and Get Right going to juggle these guns around so that Get Right's got the rifle on 100 HP. Devils.one grinding to a halt once again. They I've shown this quite a lot over on their T side, so NiP should be able to read into this aggression coming through elsewhere. Dennis going to spot one of these players towards the outside portion of the map, and now Rez firing off some shots as well. Mouse was allowed to sneak down, or Rallen was rather, down into Secret. The issue is it's not for free. He has been brought down low in the process, and just 3 players left standing for Devils.one. 87 points of health between them. And Lekro going aggressive here. Might actually give Devils.one a kill, but with 87 seconds left, they're looking to try and save. It will be NiP picking up a 9th round.
Counter-terrorists win.
Oh dear. Get Right just missed the kill on top of the hut. And look at his face. He finds one through the wall.
Love it.
Yeah.
Nothing like a Get Right smile to get you going.
That is unreal. Wow, tactical pause here from Devils.one. Their second being used. And money being the main issue here, if you look to it, right? They save 2 guns, that's it. With 3, it would have justified the buy. With 2, it's under question. They can drop guns over, they can field a few AKs, but there's always going to be lacking either that utility, that AWP, those full rifles. And it really has been, you know, this entire map has been a broken economy for both teams, right? It was NiP to get back into the T side after buying up on a very weird round with no utility, winning it, breaking Devil's economy, pulling themselves back up, and now Devils.one will be buying. It's pretty decent. But is it enough?
Yeah, I mean, they had to buy to this round, right? Losing Rallen after time means that 3 of your players would have been onto the double eco if you decided to go for it. So they've kind of, against their will, been strong-armed into the force buy here.
They're saving. Had enough.
I honestly wouldn't put it past them at this point. But a minute and 15 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time. All the time in the world. Double smokes down towards outside. And there will be one man pushing on the back of it. It's Manise.
Ooh. See ya.
Okay, let Crow gone. Ramp control.
Whoa!
Okay, trying to be taken. Mouse with the quick double one tap to open this round up, and open it up he has. Forest might just miss the timing. Now, it's not uncommon for no one to push through these long smokes, not long, outside smokes rather. So Forest does have to have his head on a bit of a swivel to consider, you know, the opportunity, the fact, sorry, that someone could have pushed through into the back line. Rez goes aggressive into the hut, and Get Right going to punctuate the scoreboard with 1. Rez here, 3 on 3, down from what was a 5v3. Mouse continuing his great form, and they're trying to are able to deal with Rez. This leaves Forest in a 1v3. The weight of the world on his shoulders, and that might be too much to bear.
Yeah, nice rotate back round towards the A site there from Devils. Taking an immediate picks towards ramp, but not committing towards that lower B play. Surprised Letcro even gets caught in that one. Letcro, if you watch him play ramp, what he'll do, and what the entire setup of ramp for NiP is, the second Letcro sees someone, he'll take 2 shots, he'll throw a nade, and he'll drop B. He never fights on ramp, unless it's against pistols. So, very uncommon to see actually Letcro die in that position. NiP always rather just, you know, give up ramp, allow the heaven wrap, use your outside player to watch hell, or the heaven player to watch the ladder, and just play in that lower bomb site. But Devils, they back off after those kills, they take A and they get a bomb plant. So 3 on 1 as the save comes in for NiP. And the start of something here on the T side for Devils. A crucial rifle round picked up when they had limitations with the pistol and a UMP. Now it's NiP on the back foot with the buy. What is this? They've got $2,000 to $3,000 per player. And luckily, actually, for NiP, Devils call a pause. They can use that to their advantage as well. Because this money is in shambles.
For those of you who are just tuning in, let's quickly recap during this tactical pause exactly what's gone on in this Best of 3 and how it shaped up to get us here, right? Mirage was the opening map. And we saw Devils.one take the win there and look pretty reasonably convincing while they did so, right? They were able to find that victory then in Overpass. It was looking great for the Polish squad. They were 9-1 up. They were on the home straight. And NiP were able to turn it around and take a 16-10 victory. Now let that sink in. You were 9-1 up.
11 rounds in a row.
Yeah, then you lose that 16-10 on Overpass, having the resilience here on Nuke to continue fielding this lead. Devils.one. It felt like victory was within their grasp for the longest time, and now it ends on Nuke.
Did they just dink Rez through the door, through the vent, through main, into garage? Because there was no one outside here for the T's, and he just got tagged, and he's playing back garage. He just got wallbanged through, like, 9 walls. That's unreal. What a start. Might come back to haunt him as well. Devils, they've got to deal with the vents, but Forrest has already fallen into this position, expectant of this play. He gets himself 1. Molotov as well to keep these players in squeaky. The bomb gets thrown back as well as this player's trapped behind the vents. Miles has got to smoke himself out, and he will get out of that position, moving back into the lobby here. Devils.one, they've got to come up with a new plan, and they've not got a lot of utility to do it. Another gunfight goes the way of Get Right. And 5 on 3 here for NiP, looking to shut down this round.
Croat spots the ramp aggression, and this time he will just be quick to exit. Doesn't want to get caught out at the ramp room. Holding close with the Deegan, has Forest to support from Decon. Letcro's already been bested. Re-peek from Forest, and he will get double-peeked from the ramp. Taz able to mop him up. So now it was a 3 on 5, turn 3 on 3, make that a 2v2. The frag's going left and right, but the bomb's been dropped in 20 seconds for Taz. Time is the problem here, the ultimate enemy. The one that you can't run away from. Taz does find Rez. And now just Dennis left to try and dethrone. Taps the bomb, fakes it out. Dennis going to land the shot at NiP. A 10th round to their name by the skin of their teeth. It comes down to the 1v1, but they hold their own.
And the rotate so fast down towards B. They didn't expect 3 players to be in those back halls. Helped, of course, by the fact that Forrest had already gotten himself in the vents once expecting that A play. And, I mean, every game plan Devils.one had in that round got uprooted by NiP pretty much perfectly. So, really nice round from the Ninjas. 10 here on the CT side. This game will not split. It's so close. No one able to run away with this in the second half. And still no AWPs in the second half either, Harry. It's been, you know, money problems for both sides. Lycra again back on ramp with the SMG. This is not a good position for it. You might need to fall off. That's a great nade, but okay, better shot. Miles, not the first time he's done that, I will say. 2 kills down on ramp, and this time they're just going to take the B site.
Yeah, no response from NiP. They really can't afford to throw much at this. They're going to take a peek in. They're going to see what they can spot, but they're not going to like what they see. This B bomb site is overran. Diha holding for this aggression. Spots Get Right, catches him, checking the vents. Perez and Forest. I was going to say, how much more do they want to commit to this? But they've been able to get themselves 2. They're just looking to try and keep this expensive for Devils.one. Trying to keep these players at the bomb site. Looking to take them down with the bomb. Now making their swift exit and holding on to these rifles are NiP. This one really is just such a back and forth game. I still can't even say that there's a clear favourite to take it, Hugo.
No. I mean, even with 12 to 10, you know, Devils.one looking good, but on the T side, it's so much harder to get these rounds done. They're making it work regardless. 4 the difference from Devils.one to their victory. And I mean, when you have the ability to just go, okay, Miles, go kill, and he goes out ramping and 2 taps both ramp players, that really is an extra level for Devils.one that NiP are going to struggle to deal with. Because that's the second time that's happened. First time they went back towards A and settled it in a 3-on-5 post plant, but this time they just dropped down towards the B bomb site and take that one as well. So good calls from Devils.one, good damage from Forest over the top of the smoke, tagging Rowland. Rez is already here as well. 4 players are going to be able to cross down towards B. Dennis has come to join Rez. He'll be the first point of contact as well, potentially, if he plays this. No, he's going to swing upon Rez's contact instead, depending on the angle that Dennis chooses to take. But they're taking their time. They still don't know that anyone actually crossed. And that Molotov will make it blindingly clear. Rez forced back. He doesn't want to go forward with the Molotov. Dennis alone by the vents, avoiding the flashbang, but he will hear the footsteps.
Oh, first man into the meat grinder, Dennis. Second kill. Rez gonna grace the scoreboard with another, and now he's got the bomb at his feet. The wrap round from Rowland will catch him. But Mao's still up here at the A side of the map, and this might lull Devils.one back to this A side of things. Get Right holding the hut in this forward position, but Mao's has just been so good at finding these kills and making these rounds possible. Rowland retrieving that bomb. Slowly but surely going to sneak up through the ladder. Forest and Lycra have read into this. They don't know exactly what's going on here.
Bomb has been planted.
Lycra is still sneaking around from the ramp, and Mal's just going to tap him away. He's been so good at this. Forest up in heaven does finally dethrone the Tap King himself. And now the 1v1 versus Rowland, already tagged up. Bomb planted for him, though. Well, not much utility to try and force these fights, but that smoke on Forest does at least give him the opportunity to tap on the bomb, forces the peek out from Rowland. Forest able to find him, and NiP an 11th round as Forest pulls off the 1v2.
Yeah, and the same way that you got Miles to just open up these bomb sites, you got Forest to lock them in for NiP. Huge clutch there from Forest. Keeps this game alive for NiP, because the money certainly could have fallen apart. That would have been the 13th round, and NiP broke. Now, still, only 1 player surviving. Not exactly clean, but they're in this.
That's been the issue for NiP, though, Hugo. Every round that we've seen them pick up as of late has always came down to these 1vx scenarios, to these tight situations where they're just able to cinch it. And being over on the CT side, that is going to come back to punish you if you're NiP. We've seen how the economy has really been the deciding factor in the majority of these games. And here on Nuke, it looks to be no different. You really cannot afford to have so many of these close rounds if you are the NiP squad. A chance now to make sure everyone's on the same page on either side of the equation. And as we head into the ending segments of regulation here in this second half, map 3, obviously both these teams playing lights out right now. And we do have this buy from NiP. They've salvaged one. They've scraped the bottom of the barrel to put it on the cards. The issue is they lose this, and there is no money left. It almost becomes do or die now, and there's the performance we needed. Lecro, Rez, and Forest stepping up. Mao's in with the return. He's come alive in these last few rounds. For Devils.one, he's been the savior time and time again. He's looking to try and live up to it once more. Great flash from Taz as he drops Lecro. Rez able to find him, and Mao's asked to step up in the 1v2 clutch.
Oh, he knows exactly where both players are as well. Rez is a free kill, already low HP, and Miles takes it. Knowing the Get Right spammed in through the smoke earlier, but classic Get Right, look at him, he's already in T-spawn, Harry. He's trying to distance himself from his earlier position as much as he physically can, make Miles second guess himself, and that he will, knowing you're up against Get Right in this situation, can't exactly feel good. Miles just catches the timing inside of that A-bomb site. He needs to move fast though, because Get Right is in hot pursuit, hiding behind the back of main. Not going to be moving any further, rather wait until he hears something. 30 seconds. Miles, he's going to have time to fake plant if he wants, clear out heaven, even get aggressive, and might even expect Get Right in the lobby here. That would be a pretty common spot for Get Right to be in. He loves these aggro hut pushes, so Miles going to stick the bomb at the back of the site, knows he can't really be heaven. That's an unlikely option, given the fact that he was A earlier, and he knows Get Right walks out onto the site, wins the 1v1, and saves the day there for NiP. Harry, it's again exactly how we talk about it. NiP win the round, but at what cost? No money left.
Yeah, the one saving grace is finally they've also broken down the economy on the other side of things. So neither team really feeling great in the money department. You could see Get Right breathing a sigh of relief as he wins that 1v1 there. He knows the implications that would have had he lost it. And it's those rounds that do decide the fates of games. NiP still very much in this one. There's a force buy on the other side of things. The Devils.one throw all they've got into this round. But we see this game now tied up. Ooh. Now 12-12.
Great nade.
Smoke's raining in towards outside. Mao's down through Secret, and it's going to go unchecked. Rez gets caught out in the open. Forest trying to do what he can, and actually, there's the rebuttal, there's the response. It's Forest and Lecro lighting up the scoreboard. Mao's and Daiha left in this 2v4.
Yeah, faking down towards B. They can dive back up through the vents, but Dia's going to commit towards a site. He has that bomb. Dennis going to walk right through the smoke. He can afford to do so. 4-on-2, 4-on-1. Dennis drops it. A minute left for Miles to clutch. Couldn't find it in the 1-on-1 last time, but at least he knows where Dennis is. That should be a free kill, and it is, but already repeats coming from Ramp. Miles with a double. Oh no, that could have gotten crazy, but Get Right shuts it down once again, keeps Miles out of the server. Now, NiP in the lead. It has been a long time since we've seen that. Experience showing through in these last few rounds, Harry. It is all coming up CT side.
And now for Devils.one, that grim reality that they do just have to take an eco hit in round 26. This is not the situation you want to be in. You've got to hand this 14th round over to NiP. One thing they've always been good at, as we've touched on, is making things expensive, and you really have to continue that staple into this round. Now is not when you finally want to see a team start to build up a bank account. They're setting up for the A-side play. Molotov to force Forest off from the top of the hut. He'll reposition back into the bomb site. It's the vent dive. They all get by, Get Right. Bit of damage done, but not the end of the world here for Devils.one. They've got beat. Only Lecro here to try and deny the bomb plot, but he doesn't want to overextend. He does go down. Dennis taking up his position at the ramp to try and deny them picking up this weapon, and that does bait the peek in from Taz. Tempted by the M4 that was dropped at the ramp. These pistols still in with a shot though to do something here as they're forcing these CT players into the closer range fights. No shots materializing behind it. Ralin and Manise. Now just Manise. 1v3 required. He does find the first man though.
Yeah, they're not on the bomb either, but it's not planted for him. He can try and take a second fight from the right side, but now they can stick it, and he has got to go. He doesn't know they've both crossed either. Spots one. Does he know they're still on the defuse? He get off, and suddenly Dennis wins the round, but I don't know if there's time.
I think he's just got it with milliseconds to spare. NiP at 14th. But that was just pistols from Devils.one. Just pistols, and they get it down to the 1v1 yet again, exactly as they would have liked, right? I mean, obviously the best case scenario there is they win the round in the 1v2, but you know, you do a damn good job of getting it down to such a close scenario with only pistols invested.
It's a detail that could or could not matter depending on how this round goes. It's set them up. If they win this round, NiP's broken and we're going to, you know, a dirty rounder at least. But if they lose it, Harry, it'll be just another detail that gets swept under the rug. And NiP will likely run away with this game. Oh dear, look at the pace though. Instant trade up in T-Con, and D has taken matters into his own hands. 2 kills off the Krieg. Nades to the A site, but there's 2 players behind it. Molotov's going to force them out, and they've got to take fights here. Behind the edge of the smoke, bomb drop. Dennis is still here, and Maniz is yet to be spotted. Finally kills Lekr on the rotate, but Dennis shuts it down with 3, and it might be a detail, Harry, that is completely forgotten. 15 rounds to NiP. And no money left, no bomb plant, just the 3,400 loss bonus to play with.
Heartbreak Hotel for Devils.one. Not just in this map, right? You look at their performance on Overpass. When they were sat 9-1 up, the future looked bright. Things looked good. You know, everything was finally falling into place. And that's going to be ringing in the back of your mind as well, right? You definitely had opportunities to take this game if you were Devils.one, and now they've all but eluded you. You've got this one final buy to try and throw the way of NiP, try and prop yourselves up, keep yourselves in this game. But there's Dennis already kickstarting this round with the man advantage for the Swedes.
I mean, NiP, who are not only 9-1 down on Overpass, were 7-2 down on Nuke. Yes, the T side, that's pretty normal, but it just shows that this team never gives up. Again, Maus, the amount of times he's won that duel is unreal, and he's going to win it again. Diha does trade their way towards ramp, and they'll drop down towards B. So Rez not going to be spotting anyone here, and he'll have to call for some rotates, or maybe not, because Forrest is already here. Within the middle of the site, caught out of position, he gets a 1-for-1. Now they're going to back off, but they could come to regret that, because Rez is here. They heard him. He made a step. Maus trying to clear the angle, and he gets the kill, leaving Get Right alone, too far away and underarmed here for this 1v2.
He's going to try and wrap up through the vents. Timing is everything here, and Get Right has eluded them. They didn't spot him there. Given the opportunity to take this 1v1 onto Maus while he's got it, but doesn't yield anything. Ralin does mop Get Right up. And Devils.one narrowly keeping the dream alive. Trying to grind an overtime into this third map, the deciding map of this best-of-3 series. No money for NiP, and this is where those details that you brought up, Hugo, that could have got swept under the rug. Now, Devils.one finally have a chance to reap the rewards of it and pick up a 14th. This is a round that NiP should not find anything in.
Yeah, no investment at all, not a penny spent, and Devils.one know it. They're just going to rush the A site. 3 kills for them. And now just a done round within seconds. That was the fastest we've had all night. Forrest trying to get back in through main, but smokes are down, and he's just going to rotate round, go back towards the heaven. Trying to play element of surprise here, but I don't think Devils.one are going to be caught off guard anytime soon in this round. Oh, that's impressive. The Forest even gets 1, but no more. And it's not a worry. Last round of the entire regulation for Nuke. 14-15, NiP sitting in the lead, but not exactly sitting rich.
And it feels apt that we're showing Maus, giving him this screen time he's deserved after this performance here, right? He has been a force to be reckoned with.
27!
That is unreasonable. And looking like Devils.one have their sights set towards inner initially. Maus starting to clear out the ramp room. He's had tremendous success towards this avenue of the map. Setting his team up here time and time again. This is a round where you're really hoping, if you're Devils.one, that he can continue to find the success that he has been having towards this avenue of the map.
The thing is, they're trying to force out utility with this smoke in main, but NiP have no utility. Smoke and a nade's all that's left. No Molotovs to stop this A play that will be coming their way. Devils.one setting up. There's the final smoke gone. So in 15 seconds, we're going to get this culminating on an A site push. Close molly keeps vents clear. Den is pushing the HUD. This could be well timed. They're setting up utility. There's no one watching this. They're rotating back towards ramp. This is all an illusion. They're going to elude NiP. And Lekro on the site, he finds 2 down on ramp. The trade is back there for Rallin, and it's a 3-on-3. NiP with still a player in the vents. This allows for that B rotate to be nice and fast.
Yeah, Rez is now here to help out. He's going to be that first point of contact. He's got Forest nearby. Here's the bomb going down. Swings the door wide, but doesn't want to peek. No one wants to be the first man to fall in this 3-on-3 for map and series point. Rez will be the man to go down, but Forest trades. Time ticking down. The bomb is planted for ramp. That is where Diha resides. He's the failsafe here. And NiP, they've got to pick up the pace if they want to find this. They've also got to break the window if they want to exit toward this area. Time is really the enemy here. And NiP, I don't even think they've got time to do this. They've got to go in now. They've got to get on this bomb. And Rallin lines them both up. We're going through to overtime. 15-15. And we wipe the slate clean now. The next 6 rounds decide the outcome of this entire series. What a performance it's been from either team to grind us to this point in time.
And we talk about how NiP have so much resilience to make this game a reality after, not only being down, dominantly on Overpass, but the same story on Nuke to start things off. Well, the resilience is shown by the Poles as well, who are able to still pick up a victory despite being down, 14-12. On the back foot with a weak buy. They've now brought it to overtime, Harry. Anyone's game here. AWP's finally in. Guns we haven't seen all map long. As money is no longer an issue for these two sides. Mani's posted towards the back garage, but no one's going to be fighting there. Rez is just holding off passive, not wanting to get dinked through this one again.
And this almost seems like a perfect way to end this series, right? Finally, you take out the thing that's been a problem for both teams. You take out the economy, and now we just have the raw talent that exists on either side of things. Rallin spotting out Forest. Forest goes back in for more, and that will betray him. Diha shuts him down. Get right with a lot to do, and Diha's second kill of the round as he gets that trade, keeps the advantage in favor of Devils.one. And only Rez remaining in a blink of an eye. He finds himself in the 1v4. They know exactly where he is. And this is looking like Devils.one will secure the first round in overtime.
Yeah, nothing Rez can really do to stop that but try and whittle at this economy. Not that that will be a problem after Devils win 1 round, so it'd be better that he saves his own gun, but he's getting wrapped from main. Timing, not going to be a problem. Diha moves back inside of the site, and Rez is going to certainly give this a look. It is overtime, but Taz, yeah, he'll send him packing. Quick one shot. Devils.one, 16 rounds now on the T side. First and 19 here for a victory, 3 per half. Both these teams initially getting 6-round T sides. No AWP here this time for the Ninjas. The money's starting to run dry as they've realized after losing that first. And if they get dealt another fast play, you don't really want that AWP for the retake as well. They've got this far without using it. No reason to pull it in now, and they'll decide against it. Full AUGs and M4s.
Still looking curious as to what this ramp side of things has to offer. In the meantime, the rest of Devils.one just sitting on their laurels, allowing Rallin to make some noise towards outside. And now this ramp play looking to come through. Lekro will spot the first few men, and that nade finds great damage. Onto the point map for Devils.one, and that means that Mouse does just have to draw back, let his teammates clear the ramp room. They will get it, as Lekro gives his portion of the map up. But no kills coming through, no clear indication as to where this one's going to end up. And Devils.one start to head back towards A now. This looks like it should be the right call to make. Forest is keeping an eye on the Hell Wrap, so this leaves Get Right As almost the sole defender of this A bomb site, you need some support from Rez, who gets bested. Get right, though, not without his own trials and tribulations. Falls Mao's quick double to answer back, despite only being on 3 points of health. And this leaves Dennis and Lekro at a 2v3. The bomb planted. Devils.one with the player up in the heavens as well is really going to complicate matters for NiP here.
And what a call that is from Devils.one. They draw the ramp rotate down from Lekro. They force Forest out of the heaven to go watch ramp as Lekro drops down towards B, and this retake, it's not looking good. Devils.one going to pick it up. 17 rounds, 2 in a row on the T side. But yeah, I mean, that's a really nice read, right? They know that Lekro keeps dropping down B when they take ramp. So they take ramp, force Lekro down B. Forest rotates to fill in Lekro's gap to disallow a CT hell/heaven split, which only weakens the A bomb site. In the same time, we see a rotation down vents to bolster B, and then boom, you just only get right on the rafters, and the T's hit the A site. Free site for them. Even though get rights get 2.5, it is not enough. So Devils.one, 2 rounds out of 2 now, looking for the cherry on top, looking for the 18th. And they may get it after all. Oh dear, spots Forest close there. He knows he's up in that fight, takes it immediately. They could just burst off the back of it. They've got the entry kill. Dennis has to try and line up 2, and that he does exactly. Get right still here to find 1 instead. And that slowed down this push from Devils.one. Trying to play off the back of the pick has come back to haunt them, and now they've got to slow it down in the 3-on-4.
Dennis just waiting ever so patiently. Won't ever get rewarded for it. Instead, Rallen and Taz going to go back to where they've had the majority of success here, trying to force Lekro off of the ramp room. Lekro holding, drops on down. This time he's back to fight. He's not going to go down without a fight. Or maybe he will. Taz able to get away with that pretty much for free. And now the B bomb site crumbles. Dennis here to try and keep Devils.one at bay. Will be good for 1. The bomb goes down in the 2v3 and it's planted open. Going to exit back towards the ramp. Will he be ready from the wrap round from Rez? He's certainly not, and this leaves Taz alone in the hot seat, asked to try and clutch now. And Taz dishing out damage left and right. To get right out from the window, the unknown factor, and he will shut down the lone player for Devils.one. NiP salvaging a 16th at the end of the first round, or end of the first half of overtime, rather. But 2 rounds going the way of Taz's Devils there. Over on the T side definitely leans this one in favor of the Poles.
Yeah, but it's not over till it's over, Harry. 2 rounds still needed from this CT side. And a tactical pause from NiP straight off the bat. As far as I'm aware, Devils.one have used all of theirs up so far this map. Even pre-overtime, their final one had gone. NiP still sit with 2 left after this, so good time for 1, knowing that you need a flawless CT side now, or T side rather, if you want to pick up the victory. Alternatively, they can get 2 and still be in for a shot of a double overtime. And, well, the other option, not really one they want, Harry. A loss here in the 3rd map, a grueling best of 3 going the distance, and to end with overtime on Nuke as well. I mean, whoever walks out of this building with a loss, Harry, is going to feel awful.
Yeah, right, because there's been opportunities for either team to have taken this series. It has been so back and forth. It's been a story of massive individual moments, individual plays to keep both of these teams in it. And they've both been trying so hard to pick up the W, take the win in this series.
Oh, what is this? I have not seen this one. He can spot heaven from there.
Oh my, that's
oh my god.
That's pretty cool, NiP. That's a pretty nifty little boost.
Yeah. I don't know if you can take a shot, because I feel like you'd fall off, because in order to do those triple boosts, you've got to look into the wall so you don't slip. But it can give you info, and hey, you know, knowledge is power, Harry. And power is exactly what NiP need. 3 rounds on this T side. It's got to be flawless if they want the victory here and now, but you're asking for a lot. Smokes towards outside will keep these CTs contained, but no rotation down towards B. They just hold on for the time being as NiP walk back into the radio room and set up for a ramp or a split. Still unsure.
And the fact that NiP, you know, kept something in their back pocket like that little boost, they're deciding to employ it now, kind of shows how desperate they are to pick the win up here, right? You've held on to that all game, you try and bring it in, but it doesn't yield you anything. It's Diha, Taz, they're the heroes of this round, and he's pushing the ramp room, and Devils.one on map and series point, just one round away from taking this series over NiP.
And this was NiP to concede overtime, Harry. They were the ones on 15, they were the ones that favor. And now they're the ones who've got to fight back from the clutches of defeat. One round the difference. That's all these Polish players need. AWP back out for Maniz. Dennis is on his. 28 kills on Dennis. 30 kills on both Maus and Diha. These two young guns have really stepped up when Devils needed the most. Will anyone be there to fill the shoes for NiP? Or are these glass slippers getting cracked?
Well, this is certainly not the Cinderella story that NiP would have liked. Setting up for the outside play now. Smokes and flashes raining in to facilitate this. Rez creeping up past these smokes, looking like he wants to try and duck in through main. And he's holding from CT, and there's no smokes to facilitate the cross, so you kind of have to go for the mini peek here. Rez has been allowed to get up close and personal onto the AWP of Maniz. Oh, this is keeping his attention very fixated here, though, and this is allowing players to sneak by. Rez already in the back line, might be enough to catch them by surprise. Forrest trying to do the same, and Maniz tunnel visioned in. There's Dennis to shut him down. Quick double, Maus in with another, can make that two of his own, and it's so back and forth right now. Taz, hopping down over here towards A, takes that aggressive stance into the hut. Diha.
Oh no.
Back to back with the NiP guys inside of the bomb site, and surely they don't expect this wrap from Taz, who does deal with Rez. Get right in with the response. A 17th round for NiP, and still a second overtime on the cards here.
Rez saved that round for NiP by getting into the heaven. During that downtime where the two AWPers were facing off, you know, there was a second player even in hell to cover the retreat of Maniz, and Rez climbs up in the rafters, trades Maus after two, and even shuts it down on the A side to finish. So, huge round from Rez. And a saving grace here for NiP. They can make this a double overtime game. They can keep this going if they really, really believe. One more round for them. It's either victory lane here for the Polish, or a minimum of 4 more rounds still to be played. And NiP, Harry, they don't want this game to end. It may be 1 in the morning here, 2 in the morning almost. But they are up and grinding. Smokes towards the outside once again. NiP, I mean, they've been doing this a lot. They've never pushed behind them. They've never gone down towards that lower site, continually attacking this A portion of the map. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, but let's find out. NiP smoke towards main, pushing the yard. Maniz is here once again with the AWP, but flashed off once more.
This time, though, he deals with Rez. No heroics to be found here. Dennis stepped up in the round prior with a quick double to salvage the round for NiP. And this time, he's been able to facilitate that trade. Rez just having to sit back and watch his teammates from beyond the grave try and keep the dream alive. Dennis creeping up, getting into the heavens. Devils know they've given up this portion of the map and that this is a possibility. So how much success is this going to have for NiP? Maus clears out hell. Won't spot Dennis up above. 20 seconds here, and NiP trying to make the magic happen with only seconds to spare. Dennis dropped. Lecro and Get Right remain at 2 versus 3. The A bomb site is theirs, but there's players in hut, there's players in heaven, they're all around. We need to see the impossible, and Maniz dropping Get Right now leaves all the pressure on Electro. He's gone, and Devils.one, they take the series in overtime, 2-1. The plucky Polish squad that could manage to defeat NiP, the heavy favorites in this